The Dorado County Museum and Channel 2 are pleased to present this program as part of the series Touch the Past.
El Dorado County is home to the El Dorado National Forest, Coloma State Historical Park, Lake Tahoe, and dozens of lakes, rivers, and streams. Thousands of miles of hiking and horseback riding are available. One example is the El Dorado Trail, built on portions of the old historic railroad right-of-way linking Camino, Placerville, and Sacramento. El Dorado County is also world famous for whitewater rafting and off-roading on the Rubicon Trail. Once a vital method of transporting goods and people, Native Americans utilized canoes for thousands of years, navigating the rivers of North America. The idea of guiding a canoe or kayak down a wild river purely for fun wasn't developed until after World War II, when technology made inflatable rafts possible. The first oar rafts became popular in the 1960s. By the 1980s, some guides were using paddles, but the boats were not self-bailing. They are called bucket boats and are difficult to maneuver after being filled with water in rapids. Self-bailing boats developed in the 1990s have made trips even more enjoyable for rowers and guides alike. Today, an entire culture surrounds whitewater sport on the American River. People from all over the world come to raft, kayak, and paddleboard the American River and experience the thrill of rafting through a place of beauty and rich in history. Off-roading, also called wheeling, is also a major part of El Dorado County culture and recreation. The world-famous Rubicon Trail had been used by Native Americans for thousands of years as a way to reach Tahoe. Many of the features of the Rubicon were named by pioneers in the 1800s, such as the narrow canyon-like areas which reminded the prospectors of sluice boxes. In the early 1900s, the Rubicon was used to transport water from Wentworth and Rubicon Springs. In the 1920s, people were making their first trips on the Rubicon in vehicles, and by the 1940s, off-roading on the Rubicon had become something for adventure seekers. Jeepers Jamboree, a major wheeling event that began in Georgetown, has continually grown in size since 1952 and now brings thousands of people and hundreds of off-road vehicles. Off-roaders often camp along the trail, sometimes stopping at places like Uncle Tom's Cabin, Wentworth Springs, and Desolation Wilderness. It is not uncommon to see park rangers, backpackers, and horseback riders also using the Rubicon. Lake Tahoe sits in the high Sierra Nevada at over 6,000 feet above sea level and holds over 9 trillion gallons of water. In the early 1900s, a movement developed to begin preserving the natural state of Lake Tahoe and surrounding forest. People had begun viewing the Tahoe Basin as a place for recreation and relaxation. By 1925, roads completely encircled Lake Tahoe, though the roads getting there were often hazardous. After the Great Depression, travel in vehicles and on roads became more accessible to many Americans. In the early 1930s, the first ski resort opened at Squaw Valley and was soon followed by Heavenly and Edelweiss, now known as Sierra at Tahoe. In 1939, the first chairlift was installed. As the ski resorts expanded, so too did the gaming industry. In 1936, Harold Smith opened one of the first clubs and gaming halls. He was followed by William Harrah. After World War II, Harrah's club attracted up to 20,000 people a day. The gaming industry expanded to Nevada in what is now the town of State Line. The lake's parklands also experienced progression and expansion. People like lumberman Harvey West donated their own land to preserve the area and expand the parks. Today, the Tahoe Basin is surrounded by numerous state and federal parks and forests. Fishing and other activities on the lake grew with the ease of access to boats and watercraft. The mix of gaming and outdoor recreation helped the Tahoe area become one of the most well-known destinations in the world.